Nothing will escape.
What is up, everyone? This is Priest. I am currently Platinum 1. I am Rengar main. Welcome to my channel. This is my in-depth Rengar guide. I will try to provide as much information as I can and help you out to learn Rengar. I myself am no pro. I'm just a plat scrub and I want to improve too. Also, this is my first in-depth guide. If I fuck up something, please do correct me. And don't worry, this is not the only guide I will do. More are to come in future. Apart from this video, I also make other Rengar videos such as tips, tricks, and playing against certain matchups, for example, and many more. So if you would like to learn more, check out my channel and subscribe for more videos. If you do, let me be the first one to welcome you to Hunter's Pack. Before we get started, I have two things. First, I want to thank you guys so fucking much for 20k subscribers. So this is like a celebration video. I'm not gonna go into it and thank you for whole day, but I am super thankful, grateful. I want you guys to know that. Now, the other thing is I want to ask you guys a question and I would like you to answer in comments. What made you get interested in playing Rengar? Rengar grew up without his parents. He was raised by a human who was, as stories say, a legendary hunter. To Rengar, this human was a father figure. He was ideal pupil, he learned fast and improved every day. Rengar's primary role is assassin, secondary fighter. My personal favorite is assassin, and that is why I'm doing this guide. This is a guide to assassin Rengar. You mainly want to play him as AD crit champion, building AD crit and cooldown items. This is for more advanced Rengar players. If you are just starting out, however, buy HP, AD and cooldown items, but this is more fighter tanky Rengar, which I will talk about in my future guides. Rengar is not easy champion to play. Although not mechanically demanding, Rengar is definitely one you have to think and make smart moves around the map with. Also, learning to manage your ferocity system is a must-know on Rengar. That's why many new Rengar players fail to play him. If a player masters this champion, he will be hated and feared. That is the life of a Rengar main. That's why you see so many players complaining about Rengar. It's because he is a monster if you know how to play him, and he changes the game itself, and ADCs despise that. People hate when they get out of their comfort zone. Well, Rengar walks into your comfort zone and shits on your floor, so you're forced to move out. Pros and cons of Assassin Rengar. The pros and cons, this was just like, you know, general stuff. I'll talk about it more later. Now first, let's take a look at Rengar's abilities. His passive. Your passive is called Unseen Predator. While not the deadliest, certainly most unique. To keep it simple, it's a jump. If you stand in a bush or if you use your ultimate, you will be able to jump on your enemies. This ability lasts for 0.5 seconds after exiting the bush. One neat trick is to teleport from bush to a minion and jump to your target. Check my video about this by clicking on the screen now. This passive can also be used to jump over many walls, assuming there is enemy on the other side you can jump on. If jungling with Rengar, it can also be used to quickly move through jungle and jump on monsters. Now, there are other parts to your passive. Rengar used to be able to buy an item called BONETOOTH necklace. Later, it was moved to a ward item slot, and finally, one day, it became his passive. BONETOOTH necklace passive. Rengar gains trophies/stacks every time he kills enemy champion or gets an assist. He gains new thing once he reaches certain amount of trophies. On the screen right now you can see what you get for each number of trophies. In my opinion, most valuable ones are 6 and 12 trophy bonuses. Last part about Rengar is his resource bar, his ferocity. Every time Rengar damages an enemy, whether it's monster, minion, champion, doesn't matter, with his abilities, he gains 1 ferocity stack. Upon reaching 5 stacks, his next basic ability becomes empowered and it consumes all 5 ferocity. Each empowered ability has its own cooldown separate from basic abilities and gives some bonus effects, which we will find out about in next couple of minutes. Make sure your ferocity is stacked before you go for a kill. That's one tip. Q. Savagery. Rengar's next basic attack within 3 seconds deals bonus physical damage. This ability is used as auto attack reset most of the time. What that means is you would auto attack and then use this ability and then auto attack again. In boxing terms, it's like left right left punch combo. With super low cooldown, this is your main ability. Empowered version has a little more to it. It does more bonus physical damage, it gives Rengar attack speed, and it increases your AD for a couple of seconds. When going for a fast kill from your ultimate, you want to activate this ability before you jump to gain its effects. Almost every time you will start your combo with this ability. Remember, your Q counts as auto attack. Good way to use normal Q is after you auto attack unless you have empowered Q. W. Battle Roar. This is AoE ability. AoE means area of effect. Battle Roar provides you with some nice defensive stats. Just by using it, you will gain bonus MR and armor for a few seconds, and this bonus is increased by 50% for each enemy champion or large monster you hit. Special part about this ability is empowered version. It gives you same bonuses, but it also heals you. Do know that this ability and empowered version do not stack together. If jungling, best way to use this ability is as often as possible, but again, do know that two versions do not stack together, so you need to wait for one bonus to expire to use another one again. And the other way is if you jump into enemy team when team fight breaks loose, because this will give you some nice defensive stats per each enemy hit, allowing you to survive long enough to finish your job. E. Bola Strike. This is your second most useful basic ability. It's a skill shot ability and has fairly big range. Normal version slows your enemies for 2.5 seconds. Empowered version roots your enemies for 1.75 seconds. Rooted enemies cannot move but can use abilities. This ability can be used to turn your weakness into strength in a lane. I suggest you go in a custom game and practice CSing using this ability only, because if you ever get poked in a lane, this ability can be used for somewhat safe farming. Another way to utilize this ability is to use it often to stack ferocity from distance. Rengar is, in my opinion, able to hold his own when getting dived under the tower if prior to the gank you manage to stack your ferocity. Having the root effect, your empowered bola is super useful for ganking from your ultimate. If you manage to hit your enemy, he won't be able to move and your team will help you finish off the enemy. Bola strike can also be used to scout bushes, because if it hits an enemy, you will gain a stack of ferocity. R. Thrill of the Hunt. When activated, Rengar becomes invisible for few seconds. He will also gain vision of enemies that are nearby. Ultimate is delayed by 3 seconds if Rengar takes damage right before he uses it. When invisible, Rengar runs faster when moving towards enemy champions. After Rengar jumps or Thrill of the Hunt expires, Rengar moves faster and gains 5 stacks of ferocity in next 5 seconds, meaning 1 ferocity per second. This ability can be used in many ways. I like to use it when I know enemy red buff is up or blue buff and I know they will go for it, so I catch them there alone. Many times carries will solo the buff alone later in the game and you can use this to your advantage. One of my personal favorite ways to use Rengar ultimate is from teleport. You can activate ultimate and then channel teleport, so when you arrive you will be in your ultimate. Pretty neat for counter ganking. Another way I like to use this ability is when enemies are sieging. Most of the time it makes them back off, giving my team time to heal and regroup or fight back. I think I should mention one thing. As you play Rengar and as you learn the game, you sort of start to feel where enemies are moving, who to attack, or when to use your ultimate, or where. This is what I call Hunter's Sense. You will see a lot of good Rengar players do this. They know when to use the ultimate, how long it lasts, and can they run to their target in time. It all comes with practice. Your ultimate early game has 150 seconds cooldown. Make it count. Items. Best item build for Assassin Rengar is Crit build. Early game rush some cooldown items to use your ultimate more often, then after you finish Ghostblade and get Tiamat, start building crit items. Prioritize Static Shiv and Phantom Dancer as they complement your ultimate movement speed. I already have a video about my items and which ones I buy in order, so please check that video out. It's a little bit outdated as now I use Shiv instead of Rapid Fire Cannon. In this video, I'm just giving you some general rules to go by. I plan to update my builds in future videos, so subscribe if you want to see when it comes out. Masteries. At the moment, I'm experimenting with Fervor of Battle Keystone Masteries. I definitely invite you to try it out as it makes you a dueling monster. Generally, you want to go for Thunderlord's Decree Keystone Mastery. Some even go for Storm Raider Surge, but in my opinion, it's not needed as you already get movement speed from your ultimate. On the screen, you can see which masteries I take on Rengar. Runes. For runes, you want to prioritize AD and cooldown. Here are the runes I use. Spells. If going top lane, Flash is a must as everyone else have, right? Your second spell can be Ignite, Exhaust, or Teleport. Maybe even Ghost, if you like it, I don't know. Sometimes this will depend on the enemy you will go against. I feel I don't have to say if it's Mundo, take Ignite, so let's skip that. Other 95% of the time, it's up to you, which ones you like more. Take Ignite if you feel your enemy will escape you, but do know that you have to kill your enemy early or else Ignite becomes somewhat useless later. Take Exhaust if you're confident and want to go for early level 2 or level 3 cheese, and take TP if you want to help your team more. You can take Ghost if you really want to run like a crazy motherfucker. Although I'm still experimenting with it and I wouldn't really suggest it, you can try it out if you want to. It's really fun actually. How to play Rengar. I can't be super specific here, each Rengar player plays him in his own way. I guess I can tell you to watch my gameplay videos and see how I do it maybe, I don't know. Rengar is really unique champion. He was designed so he either dominates or falls off and becomes useless. Let me give you one example. Try using your ultimate, doing nothing with it, and then see how useful you are to your team. That's what I mean. Or try walking up to any ranged enemy without using your ultimate. It's impossible, you die. You have to be aggressive, confident, and know what you're doing. As you get more aggressive, you will find more success, and that will boost your confidence because you know what you can do. Staying passive in a lane will not do you any good here. If you want to do that, rather play Mundo or Trundle or Maokai on top lane. Doesn't matter if you are top lane or jungle. You have to make moves and stack your necklace and get bonuses to become stronger. Your job/goal. Your job is to assassinate carries as much as you can. After you do it 2-3 times, they become pretty much your snack. Your job is to make enemy walk together. And if you do that, it will open the map for your allies. I think Rengar in jungle best fits with someone like Tryndamere or Echo or Trundle top, as they can split push and draw attention, so someone will have to walk through jungle alone, and that opens them up for a kill. If you make enemy carry walk together with a tank or support to stay safe, that means two of them are always together on the same place. This opens up the map for a lot of things, like diving, taking objectives, and you'll figure out the rest. Strengths. Rengar's strength lies in finding and picking off targets that wander off alone. Now that Riot implanted jungle buff timers, and you know when blue or red buff spawns, you can be ready to ward it early and wait for the carry to go get it. Shh. Don't tell anyone. They usually do this alone, so you can pick them off, and plus, since there are bushes nearby, 99% of the time they will not escape you. Your strength also lies in how you manage your ferocity. This is super important to learn to play around. This will come with experience, so don't stress yourself about it right now. Fighting as Rengar when your ferocity is almost full will make you a monster. Weaknesses. Rengar cannot siege, for the love of God. No. You also cannot walk up to the enemies just like that, because you just die, or get poked and die. You have no gap closer, no way to escape. In lane without bushes, Rengar just feels naked. I guess range is your worst counter. Quinn, for example. She fucks the shit out of Rengar on top lane. Also, early game, be careful if jungling. Countered ganks can fuck you up and shut you down. There was a huge indirect nerf to Rengar and its pink wards. They are cheaper and everyone carries one. Almost all the time, the higher you climb, harder it gets to play Rengar. If you're ganking or just planning to fight someone, press tab to see what items enemies have. And before ganks, ask your laners to check nearby bushes for you. Also, you check some. Don't want ulti and get spotted and wasted for nothing, right? Rengar is not good at prolonged fights. Well, maybe he's decent now since they did change some Q ratios, but still, you want to avoid longer fights where enemies can heal up or something. Burst and one shot is your friend. Combos. When talking about combos, I mean combos to use when jumping from your ultimate. You want to have Tiamat and Yumu's Ghostblade before you use ultimate, and 5 stacks of Ferocity as well. General combos you can use is to activate Ghostblade like 3 to 4 seconds before jump, activate Q 1 second before you jump, then use EW together and use Tiamat. This is one-shot combo. This combo is best to use when you know enemies cannot escape that easy. Best to use when enemy is in or near bush. Another good combo is double root combo. You get 5 stacks of Ferocity and use your Empowered Bola Strike as you jump. This will root the target. You will gain 5 more Ferocity from your ultimate, and if you combine this with the abilities, it should charge up fast, allowing you to use Empowered Bola Strike again for another root. If your teammates are nearby, this will most certainly grant your team a kill. Conclusion. Rengar is super fun champion to play. If played properly, he can be devastating. Many times you will see AD carries going for that juicy wave you previously set up for them. Oh yeah, it's a tip. Shh. I call this feed the mouse. And then you jump in and tear his face off. If you do decide to play Rengar, just know that it's not going to be nowhere near easy. Besides the hate from other players, what awaits you out there is fear, the hate, envy, failure over and over, but it will be glorious, I promise you that. Stay focused, move fast and smart around the map, create and get picks, manage your ferocity, and own some carries. Remember,
a true hunter never rests.
Okay guys, hopefully you enjoyed this guide that I put up. Please let me know if you have some tips, suggestions, criticism. I would love to do more of these. It was super fun and I can't wait to see what I spawned. That's it. Priest signing out.